Okay, I did a thing that apparently I muted the Yamaha. Hang on here. I was gonna do this too. I muted the Yamaha mixer that I usually use because I noticed it was on for the starting soon screen, which is, you know, fine, but you know, maybe not ideal. So I muted it, and then it muted it everywhere, not just in that scene. So anyway, how are you all doing? It's good to see you. We got Nivex, we got Alpha, we got DCS Deep, we got Lao. We got a party right at the start of stream. Big party right at the start of stream. So Lao, I don't think you've, I don't know if you saw my studio, but this is my new studio. And we can make shadow puppets. We can wait, which arm is this? We can make, yeah. We can make shadow puppets down here. I think maybe this is a rooster or a duck. I think maybe a duck. Yeah, that's a good duck, huh? Yeah. TCS Deep says, had to put my space suit on to go clean off my car. Yes. We're not getting quite as much snow as you are presently, but I believe it is still snowing. I drove back from my parents' house from, you know, the holiday. I was there for a few days. And yesterday, when I saw that there was a nice little window of opportunity before it started snowing. So I've been just like, I actually got a lot of stuff done yesterday. I got groceries because I knew I wasn't going to want to leave. I left at like 11 a.m., which is a miracle for me because I wanted to get back before it got dark, which I succeeded because I just go straight through 5 hours, no stopping because I go hard. And I got groceries, so I had food, so I don't have to leave and deal with the nonsense on the roads and whatever. So, and I don't have to deal with shoveling because that's not my responsibility here. So, and I have a garage, so I don't need to worry about that. Anyway, I hope everybody is staying warm. I guess. But yeah, let's do some stuff. I did a little bit of warming up already, but not a lot. Yeah, 5 hours, no bad. No, I just go straight through. Straight through. No stopping. With my old car, I used to have to stop to get gas because I couldn't quite make it all the way. It was like kind of stretching it on one tank. But now I have plenty of gas and good gas mileage that I don't actually have to stop, so I don't. I plan accordingly, we'll just say. Anyway, I hope everybody's having a nice weekend. My fingers, like I got some really good practice in yesterday. I've been kind of getting back into the swing of things now that I've got the studio like mostly set up, and I'm a little bit more settled in the new place, and like some work stuff has calmed down a little bit. I've been back into practicing a bit more, so that's good. But now my fingertips are sore. What are we doing here? We're doing second position. Anyway, let's do some Feuillard. Oh, you know what? I could do this. I got my my Soundbrenner attached to me right now, so we're going to do that. We're going to do 84. I'm getting off the metronome. You can't hear the metronome now, so I have to tell you. Okay, so now we're going to do that in threes. Hang on. Okay, I was way off the metronome there. Let's do that again. What's up, Argyle? Okay, that was a little bit better. I upped the tempo to 2 clicks, literally 2 BPM from what I was doing 82, now that was 84, and I'm having a little trouble adjusting to it. Are you on the autism spectrum, or do you not want to talk about it? I am not, that I am aware of. I have many friends on the autism spectrum, but I do not believe that I am. All right, so let's do... What we're going to do, so the Feuillard exercises, I usually do 1 through 8. We're going to do 1, 2, and 8 and call it, and then we're going to move into some etudes. See, Argyle says, I'm probably borderline ASD 1. I mean, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. so we're going to do 17. Oh, and if you want to follow along in the music, there it is. We're going to do, let's see what this one is. Let's see. Okay, so this is in 4. Let's see. Argyle says it's been hard for me to find a girlfriend. ASD doesn't help much with that, I think. But there's things that you can learn. Like if you learn that that's how your brain works, and there's things that you can do to learn how to work with your brain better, and things like that. So there's you can work with it. Okay, so you're seeing an ASD psychologist. Good. Hopefully they'll have some good they'll have some good insights and good suggestions for you. Oh wait, let's start this. We're gonna do this at 92. I'll do this slower. I want to focus a little bit. Let's do it at 84. I want to focus a little bit on my left hand, on the downbeats, on the beats, on the 1, the 2, and the 3, and the 4. I want to work on getting my accenting with my left hand. Okay. Take a second here, and then we'll go to the C string. I'm getting tired. Let's stop that one. I think I definitely hold too much tension when I'm playing. So that's one thing that I'm focusing on, is trying to relax a bit more. And then also I've been working a lot on my bow hand, which actually I forgot to do that. Let's do that now. Silau says, Arg, I got fingerprints and hard to reach crevices on an optical surface. Oh no! Time to, I don't know, try some Q-tips, I guess. Good luck, Lau. That's a bummer. That's a bummer. Okay, so let's just do some long notes, open strings, and I'm just gonna watch. I'm watching. OBS is over here, so I'm just watching, using that like a mirror to watch my hand. So I'm gonna try and play loud. And I want to be like this. Like my teacher says, like a dog begging or standing on their hind legs. Says, I feel like you're maybe pushing your tempo a little too high for your tension and rhythm. Yeah. I probably could, that last one, I probably could have brought it down a bit more. I think, which I probably should have done. I think you're right. What I'm really, like, this is very, like, I tend to do this, and that's not good. That's not good. So I'm trying to really like relax my shoulder, and other things should come from that, because all your muscles are connected. Like when I was competing in like cross country and track a lot, one thing that I had to remember was I needed to relax my face, because if you're doing this when you're racing, then it just goes all the way down your body into your legs. The tension just goes straight from your face muscles into your shoulders, all the way down, and then you slow down, and no one wants that. Go back and make a note from the previous one too to slow down a bit. Let's see. See, Argyle says, glad Twitch has an arts community that I can chat to. Yeah, the music, like I don't hang out too much in the, like some of the other, genres of art, because there's a lot of people that will like draw, and there's somebody that's a really amazing sand artist. I can't remember their name, but there's like a lot of cool art stuff going on, and it's great. But I need to tap into my local arts community. Yeah. Yeah. Um, I'm just starting to like. There's around VGM Con. There's some like video game music jam type stuff. That I'm trying to be like trying to go to. Like I don't have time to like be super involved beyond that sort of level of participation, um, but it's it's good for me. It's good for me for my playing in particular. See, Lau says, this is one of the tension lessons I learned fairly late is that holistic releasing of tension, not just relaxing around your effector muscles, but the whole body, reflecting a state of mental preparedness and confidence. It's also where you can start not just playing music, but performing on stage. Yep. The emotive facial expressions and body movements can't come with tension and a very high mental focus. Yep, you're right. What's up, Jove? Good to see you. What was I going to say about that? Like I've been, so I'll show you in a bit, but one of the things I've been doing, like my teacher has had me doing a lot of isolation exercises for vibrato with the left hand, but I started doing some wacky things with a bungee cord for working on this. And I just kind of made it up myself. It wasn't something my teacher suggested, but somebody else had suggested thinking about isolation type exercises. And I was like, well, I'm not sure how to start that, but maybe a guitar strap would work or, and that didn't work. It's like, oh, but I have, I just moved. So I have all these bungee cords laying around. So I'll show you that in a minute. Like I said, I don't know if it's a good idea or not, but I told my teacher about it and he was just like, well, whatever. Whatever, but it helps me just like to have a little bit of resistance. It helps remind me to stay relaxed. So I think that's the biggest thing. Okay, so let's do number 8 here. Gotta skip ahead. And I've been doing this in E flat because the Elegy, the piece that I'm working on right now, is in C minor, which is the relative minor of E flat major 3 flats. So I've been doing it with a drone. We'll turn this down a little bit. Doesn't need to be that loud. I think one of the fingerprints is from glue squeeze out. Oh no! Not glue! Let's do a different pattern. try another pattern. This one is... Let's start over. Okay, that's enough of that. 3 different patterns though. I can do more. Like I can smoothly do, there's like 8 patterns and I can smoothly do, I was working on 1 for a really long time and then I added 2, 3, and 4 and I can smoothly do most of them, most of the time now. So that's good. Lau says I should get back to the pauper etudes one of these days. I stopped working on them when I stopped seeing my previous teacher. She'd been retiring and never came back to them again. Yeah, I haven't looked at the pauper etudes at all. I've been all in the Schroeder book so far. But there's a cellist. I haven't seen him live in a while. So I'm like drawing a blank on his name, but he really likes etudes, he just really likes etudes. And in particular, he was doing a lot of work on the pauper etudes. So that was fun to pop in, but like I have I'm not on Twitch as much these days. So I think either he's not streaming as much or I'm not online when he's online. But I enjoyed those practice streams because he's like hardcore in the woodshed, it was very, very fun, I thought. Okay, so let's do some etudes and then we will do some other stuff. So let me grab my book to go to paper for this because I need to write them out. They're short, so it shouldn't take long. But I have not bothered yet. So I'm gonna rig up my ridiculousness. So we'll work on let's work on the double stops first, and then we'll work on the bowing, and then we'll put everything together. Okay, so here's my button. Perfect. So I don't think I was working on this. I think I worked on it on stream a couple weeks ago, but I haven't. This was not something that I had done before my break. So. So this is number 18 out of the Schroeder etude, which sheet music is there if anybody wants to take a look. It's all eighth notes and it's a bowing exercise. So my teacher is into the idea of giving me some really more simple in terms of like notes and stuff, etudes to really focus on a small number of things, specifically with my bow hand, because my bow hand has some challenges. So this one, he's been having me practice it double stops and then and basically the bowing separate from the fingering, and then we put it all together. And for the left hand, I need to prepare my fingers for the next note. So that's that bit. This is the super weird thing I've been doing. So I got 2 bungee cords, and then put them around like this. Make sure I don't scratch my cello. I think like that. Yeah, so it just gives me a little, like there, just a little bit of tension. Except that's not there. Maybe we'll do that there. Actually, that's better. So we want to be out here. So I want to be able to like dig in, going on the up bow on the G string. So that's something that I've been working on. Like I need to dig in a little bit more. And then what I've really been working on is kind of is more this kind of, you know, moving my hand more so than moving my whole arm. And so the bungee cord just helps remind me to not have big motions, because I can feel it. I can feel a tug when I do that. So I need to grip more, I think. Oppo cole can be annoying. Oh, is that what this is called? Okay, so that's the one bow stroke. And then the other bow stroke goes like this. Okay, relax. Relax again. Okay, see, Louse's cello bandage training, DCS deep. Louse's cole is a bow stroke that starts from a full stop and then lets the bow kind of stick to the string, so you get a slightly scratchy accent, I guess. Occurs to me this is the first time I try to explain a cole in words. Yeah. I know it's a really I knew it was a really common bow stroke. So the way that my teacher explained it is for this specific etude in particular, is that I'm down. So you have like, so this is like G string position. And this is A string position. Right? So for, except at the very beginning, I should be in A string position. So when I'm going back and forth between the A string and the D string, I stay up in A string position, and it's really my hand that's moving. And that's been the difficult thing for me. So let's do the thing together. Oh, I didn't start my timer. That's annoying. That was, oh, look, we have timestamps. Look at that. This has been, we'll call this, we're going to do, let's see, 47. I'm going to add 3 minutes. And now we're going to start the stopwatch. Wait a minute. It's like I forget how to do all of the things when I put everything together. And my teacher's like, well, you just need to practice more. I'm like, oh, okay. No, I think like my brain stops working when I put everything together. That was not great. There was a lot of hesitations and pausing, so let's work on these little bits. What's up, Tesno? Everybody go follow Tesno. He's got a DJ channel, Tesno_DJ as well. That's weird. When did that happen? How long? That's very weird. So the it's very weird because y'all didn't see me touch the computer, right? That's very odd. Last time you reached, oh, maybe I did bump it. I don't know. Anyway, so I said, Tesno, I said having breakfast in Singapore, that sounds very nice, and I hope you're having a nice time. Anyway, thank you everybody for letting me know that I bumped the mute button. Okay, anyway. So what I was working on right here. So there's a change between the, not just the A section chords and the B section chords. but also the bowing changes between these two measures. So I want to work on this. If you didn't notice it during that exercise, it feels you got tension in your right shoulder. Yeah, I noticed so I've got the stream preview right here, and I've got OBS over here, like the Twitch. So the Twitch thing is behind, and I'm like, I could see I was like, ah. Is that what you were referring to? Wow, is this? What's up, Violet Goat Cheese? Nice to see you. So during that exercise, because you got tension in your right shoulder and generally a tense rotation of your torso. Yeah, my teacher was saying I'm doing too much of this too. I need to keep that under control. But yeah, I think so. You are picking up on something that my teacher yelled at me for. He didn't yell at me. He just gave me feedback in the professional, direct manner in which he is accustomed. Okay, so let's try this. Let's see. My feet are on the ground. My heels are on the ground. So that's measure 12 if you're following along in the music. It's the last two lines in my book. Let's do that again. Let's maybe just keep going back and forth between these two measures, these two chords. And I'm gonna watch over here. Because in theory, I shouldn't need to look at my music to remember what I'm supposed to do with my fingers or my bow. Okay, so I'm doing this. So my bow is getting not straight, very crooked, and we want the bow to be generally parallel with the bridge. I feel like this. I feel like I had this rigged up so it was like tight. Maybe there. Maybe that'll be better. Without the bungee cord. Let's play like a normal cellist or something along those lines. I mean, that's the goal, is to play like a normal cellist and not like there's my rosin. Fortunately, I have carpet, so it didn't shatter into a million pieces when I dropped it. I don't think the rosin is the problem. Just, it makes me feel better, and I can't remember when I last put rosin on my bow. So we're going to put rosin on the bow. Going to roll my shoulders and try and loosen up a little bit. Let's go back to here. We'll go back one more line. pattern. So again, the yeah, the bow pattern changes between the measure I started on and the next measure. I'm gonna have to go watch. I'm gonna have to watch the recording on this one. Definitely gonna have to watch the recording. Let's start at the beginning. I'm not gonna spend too much more time on this. We're gonna move on to the next one shortly, but I want to just play the whole thing. La. Ah, wrong bow stroke. Okay, I feel like that was better. So let's quit while we're ahead here. I think that run through was a lot better. Not perfect by any means, but definitely better. All right. So then we've got number 19 here, and this one, I just started working on this one. And again, there's the sheet music, if you would like to see it. So this one, this one is very much, as a guitarist, it's a very much like a bar chord sort of thing, because it's about keeping the fingers down. So I'm actually going to start at measure 9 here. So what's going on here is I have to bar that note, basically. I don't know if cellists talk about barring things, but I'm a guitarist, so I'm going to talk about barring things because that's basically what we're doing. Oh, and did I start that? No. Let's go. Let's do this. 19. There we go. Oh, okay. That's where I went wrong. So let me play this really slowly, actually. Lau says, I don't often hear bar except for cellists also trained on guitar, but it's fine. I mean, it's an easy way to talk about it. How would you talk about that? Like that technique of, you know, putting your finger, I mean, because it's like, that's a bar chord. If I grab my guitar, it's the same thing. It's just rotated 90 degrees, basically. So it goes like this. Oh, that's why, because I was up a half step. This is like the hardest, this is the hardest part of there's only 4 lines in this etude, and that's the 3rd line, and that's the hard one. Oh, we got friends on YouTube. We have Lil Bacon. Welcome in. Let's see. Yeah, the YouTube, I can't the font is super tiny. Super tiny. And I let me see if this will, there we go. If I crank that up. I crank the font size up to 175%. And then the window gets all funky. It's not even that far. My screen is at the end of my fingertips here. So it's not even like it's that far away, but it's just like the font is so small. Anyway. Now I can see it better, but now it's blocking other things. There we go. Now I can see everything. See, Lau says, my one pet peeve in terms of that kind of semantic terminological quibble is fretboard instead of fingerboard, right, on fretless bowed strings. It's not a fretboard when it has no frets, no. I would not make that mistake, personally. It's the fingerboard here. It's the fretboard over there, because you're right, there's no frets. So also it doesn't, I am not as tempted to make that mistake because I'm like, there ain't no frets on here. I mean, if I had a fretted cello, then that would maybe be different. But there are clearly no frets on this one. And my electric cello also has no frets. Let's see here. Still feels wrong to me for like a gamba for me as a cellist, but I'd let that one pass because, well, it does have gut frets. Yeah. Let's go to the beginning. So this one, so there's a bunch of, so the thing about this etude, my teacher wrote in on that line that I was just working on, he wrote in where I should be barring where I should have keep my fingers down. That's how he says it, just keep your fingers down across two strings. And then there's a couple of spots. There's just two other spots at the beginning. And it's in the first measure and then in the fifth measure. up bow, probably. So the first two lines, I don't really understand actually why. So the notes that it shows where my fingers should be down are right here. So these are normal, and then right here. And then the next note says to keep your finger down, but it probably means, I think it probably means on the D string. That's tricky because we're going from a 1 on the A string to a 4 on the D string to a 1 on the D string, then to a 1 on the G string. And there's no indicator here, and my teacher didn't write anything in about keeping my finger down. So I assume that that means that that's not what we're doing there. I mean, unless he forgot to write it in, which is, you know, that happens sometimes. So let's do the second half. I like how this sounds. Like, it's a nice etude. I don't think there's really been any out of this collection that I've been like, yeah, I hate this. Like, there's been moments where I've been like, I hate this because it's so hard sometimes. But that's just me complaining. I don't actually hate it. Thank you. My watch thinks I hit my steps goal today. Right in the middle of that. Anyway, yes, my watch thinks that bowing is taking steps. It's fine. It's fine, whatever. Let's do that second half again. Well, it's not exercise. Yes, this is true. And also, I kind of figure it like the whole step counter thing. Like, I know it's not super accurate, but because it's the same device measuring every day, I figure directionally it'll be, it'll give me an indication if I'm doing more or less in a particular day, just like generally speaking. Okay, that's enough on this one. Okay, so what I've been doing for vibrato exercises is I've been using the Elegy as my as the form for the exercise. So what I've been working on is what I've been trying to work on is my fourth finger is less good than my other fingers. So my teacher wants me to get my fourth finger to be equal with the other fingers. That's getting better. But I feel like I don't know exactly what's going on, but here it looks like I'm moving a lot. It looks like my wrist is, I think it looks like my wrist is moving a lot, but I'm actually not getting a lot of actual vibration sound. So I've been kind of playing with different things. Right there, that's good. So anyway, what I've been doing, fourth finger is always a challenge. Yeah, it's that darn pinky. The pinky just does its own thing, but then it doesn't do its own thing. It does its own thing a lot of the time, but not all of the time, because the way that the pinky and the ring finger are kind of attached. I don't know. It's a whole, but it's like, whatever. Sometimes the pinky just doesn't behave like the other fingers do. So what I've been doing is a lot of isolation. DCSD, you have a naughty pinky. My pinky is a very, shall we say, independent thinker sometimes, and just doesn't always like being told what to do, which, I mean, I get that, but, So what I've been doing is these isolation exercises so now I'm going knuckle by knuckle. So here I've got my right hand, my finger right down where my pinky meets the string, and I'm pushing against. So this finger I'm providing resistance, and then the other finger I'm pushing against it. So push a little bit, and then we go. Do it again. Relax. Let's get credit for this. And then we'll do it with the, now I'm moving up to the knuckle, the first knuckle, and I'm pushing, relax. Pushing, tension, relax. It's crazy, but it definitely makes a difference. Relax. Okay, now we're going to move up to the next knuckle, the middle knuckle. Relax. I'm going to turn up the gain a little bit. Which mic are you? I think you're this one. Apologies if you can hear my furnace. It is I have a closet door situation here. One of my closet doors is taken down, which separates the mechanical from the studio. It was a whole thing with the closet doors. It was a whole saga, and now one of the closet doors is broken. And I'm not sure how to deal with it. See, Lau says, one thing I've noticed in my continuous vibrato is that when I'm shifting down onto the fourth finger, I have a tendency to not vibrate or vibrate very late on a long note, probably because I'm worried about both intonation and stopping the string firmly. Yeah, because sometimes, like, yeah, you know, you land funny, too, and then you're like, oh. Okay, let's do this knuckle. Doesn't come up with stuff I've rehearsed, but it's a tendency I've always had to work on when I'm sight reading or working on new material. Yeah, okay, so this is the bottom knuckle. Do now the wrist. All right. So let's do, I need to work my fourth finger, so I'm not going to do that with my other fingers. Rock climbing exercises should help with this. I don't know about that. How so, Alpha? Because it's like, it's not... It's like a kind of pushing that I don't know, because it's about the reason why the resistance comes into play is you need the resistance in order to have the release and to have the feeling of relieving tension, and that feeling of relieving tension is what my teacher wants me to feel. So it's not necessarily about strength. It's about tension. So the other thing that I do, okay, and then what we'll do is now, so I'm on an E flat here, which is the first note of the piece, and then I'm going to shift each of my fingers onto that E flat. up here too. All right, so now let's actually go into using the form of the piece to practice vibrato. So. Alpha says it's the tendinous sheath for that finger that needs familiarity that comes from strengthening. Okay. I'm kind of curious what kind of climbing exercises you're thinking of. I don't know if you know this, but I am a climber. I haven't been climbing lately, but I am a climber. I need a new harness, but my stinky shoes and my harness and stuff is right in this closet next through this wall. So one thing that I find really hard is when we have, so there's the piece starts out with 2 quarter notes and then four eighth notes and then 2 quarter notes and then 4 eighth notes. For the first 3 measures, that's the pattern. And I find it really hard to vibrate on the eighth notes. Climber, Nordic skier, runner, yep. I also played basketball. I played softball, fast pitch softball, golf. I knew all the things. Took tennis lessons one year. I was not good at tennis. Not good at all. I mean, like, if I had practiced more, like, if I had kept it up, I probably would have gotten my serve down a little bit better. Tennis player alpha and badminton. Badminton is intense. We had a unit of badminton in gym class when I took gym over the summer one year, so that I could just I needed more room in my schedule so I could take foreign language and art and music. And yeah, I have a lot of appreciation for badminton these days. Now that my shoulder's like this, I can't really do any sports. Yeah, that's a bummer. so let's go down. I've been working on this part too, so the lower part, just to really, because there's a bunch of stuff going on here. So this part, so this is the accompaniment part. So it's still there's still a soloist, cellist, right? Because this is with cello and orchestra. So the cello section and the soloist are playing the same thing, but they should not sound the same. So, but I got to work on my vibrato first, and then we'll come back to the other thing that I want to do in this section is be more aggressive with my left. Once I can get the vibrato down, I want to be more aggressive with pulling my fingers off the string to articulate a little bit more of, like, because this part is, an elegy is, a funeral piece, right? So this is the walking with the casket, right? So it's the footsteps, and so they should be like heavy and whatever, and the soloist should have a different tone than the cello section in this part. But I've been having a heck of a time, and these are all eighth notes. So again, similar issue as at the beginning is where is where I've been having trouble. This is all eighth notes, and then it's way down here in a lot of it's in half position actually. So the university student's bane for solo pieces with orchestra. Projection. Yes, good thing I got a little help from the carbon fiber here. So I got that going for me. But I'm not going to be playing this with an orchestra. I'll be playing it with an accompanist, a pianist, probably. Switch, actually. I'm going to switch my logging, because now we're actually playing the piece. We're just doing reps. So we'll do this. Let's do this. Let's work on this at performance tempo, which is 72 BPM. notes there. What are the notes? Let's see. Down, up, down, up. Ah. That's why. That's why. I shift down to half position here. What's up, Rocker Man? Good to see you. So here there's a shift. Just having a chill night? Excellent. There we go. That first finger is just not doing the thing. Fully moved in? No, I'm probably not going to be fully moved in for a very long time. Very long time. My couch is still at the other place. And there's still boxes in my living room. Although there were a few fewer boxes in my living room than there were a few hours ago. The right bowing. Let's do another note on there. Do another note so that I can be on the right bow. That's how it goes. Trouble remembering to go to my 1 when I change strings and not my 3. So let's come back to another, let's go back to another section. I want to work on, well, let's play the beginning. But I want to work on, well, let's actually work on this. Kaplas, nice to see you. How have you been? Everybody go follow Kaplas. Have you been streaming much? What's going on? Kaplas is another a cello friend that also does a bunch of gaming. I think I've mostly been over at your place when you've been gaming. Let's see here. Have been streaming just gaming. What are you playing? Like what games are catching your fancy right now? Cello is out of way, yeah. God of War classics, nice. So one thing I need to do is I need to, like, my thumb, if you notice my thumb is like out in the air, like out in outer space or whatever, I need to not do that. Misplaying. This piece is kicking my butt. Have you played this? Faure's Elegy. It's so hard. Like, it's beautiful, but it's like there's a lot of nuance to it, and then there's a really fast part. I'm still working on vibrato, by the way, in case you were wondering. So much I can hear it. Oh my gosh, thank you. I appreciate that. And that means a lot coming, you know, it means a lot coming from anybody, but it just means more coming from fellow cellists. So thank you. See, Lau says, with heavy vibrato passages, I tend to try and keep my thumb gently caressing the neck to avoid the tendency to both squeeze and float. Yes, that is a good idea. I like this idea. Let's see if I can do it. Still keeping up the running. I've been slacking a little bit, but I'm doing the thing. Let's see. I'm shooting for like 3 days a week at this point. Or we're in the part of the year now that there's like snow on the ground. There's a snowstorm here where I'm still trying to do things 5 days a week, but it's either running, cross-country skiing, or rollerblading are the three activities that I can interchange. There's they open up US Bank Stadium for rollerblading. So you can pay money and go do that. I might do that next week, actually. Lau says, your progress is definitely noticeable. You've gotten much more secure intonation, and the vibrato is coming along well. Yeah, thank you. And a little wolf hollowing. Yeah. I got to figure out, so carbon fiber cellos are generally fairly wolfy. No, not 138. No, not that. What are we doing here? Hang on. I did something that I didn't mean to do. 72. There we go. I got to figure out. So carbon fiber cellos are pretty wolfy. So I've got 2 wolf tone eliminators, and like I've been having a hard time getting them, figuring out where to put them. So for those of you that aren't there, well, let's hit a wolf. Usually I can do it here. There's one. I can't get it to really sing, like where it's like really clashing. So yeah, I like can't. I just gotta play with my little weights down here. Position of the eliminator on the after length matters. I've always found wolf eliminators a pain to consistently get right. Yeah, and so I don't know, like maybe I should just like drop them down farther, because they're getting close to the bridge. On the C sharp. So anyway, it's a whole thing. Lau says, I've been tempted to try the ones that use a magnet to fix onto the front plate like the Krantz, but they're so expensive, especially to import into Canada. I might look into that just to see. I don't know. Maybe I probably should ask my teacher and be like, can you help me with my wolf tone? That's better. That's better. Could be worth asking my luthier. Yeah. It's also interesting with, carbon fiber is a whole thing. Because the luthier can't do much with it except replace the bridge. I mean, they can do other stuff, but that was one of the selling points of the carbon fiber, but also one of the challenges with carbon fiber. Okay. What were we doing? We were doing this. I'm keeping my thumb close to the... We want E flat, not D. that's definitely coming along. I'm feeling like the vibrato is... Oh, wait, did I play that right, though? Did I play the slurs right? I don't know. Okay, so I want to work on this next part here. Let's turn the metronome back on. So what I want to work on here, actually, I feel like the phrasing is definitely coming along, but so there's an accent on this note here. So let me get there. There's an accent on it, but it's like a longer accent, and then there's a crescendo, and I'm not doing that very well. So the first thing to work on is it shouldn't be an accent like this. It should be. It should have more shape to it. It should be a little bit longer accent. So actually, I don't need that for that right now. When you switch to the A string from here, the A string is so much brighter than the D string, especially when you're coming from up here, where the tone is a lot richer when you're higher up on the neck, on the lower strings in particular, that it's gonna really come out. So let's see. Lau says, I tend to play that accent like a forte piano, accelerating the bow quickly into a forte and then tapering off to piano. Yeah. Let's see, that's down, up, down, up, down. Gotta keep my thumb behind in the cradle here. Look at how nice that works. When I keep my thumb back here, it's real nice. If I keep my thumb out here, I mean, it's okay, but I think it's better when it's there. Let's see. And then that needs to be a crescendo. And that was sharp. Up, down, up, down. Overcompensated, that was flat. That was flat too. Let's go back to here. So this is the same thing here. Exactly the same thing, but we're on the D string. So it's mellower. So you are, this is a, what are we doing here? I got to go back because I don't know what I can't jump in there. Let's just go back to the beginning of that phrase. So I can jump in here, up, down, up. Go back to the main theme, except it's even quieter this time. Okay. Let's play the whole first page, shall we? And I'm going to stop. So I'm going to play through the orchestral, the part where the orchestra comes in. And then we'll work on the second page. Night, Alpha. Oh, crap. I didn't set my page turning the way that I wanted to. So normally, and I didn't turn this on. So let's do that. So normally, there's a rest here. This is where I have my page. This is where I'm going to do my page turn. So let's go back to here. That's the end of the first page. And then we start the next part here. So why don't we skip ahead and then we'll come back to this. Let's do the fast part. Let's do the metal part. That's how it goes. I'm just reminding my fingers where the notes are. And that really should be like, it needs to be louder. This is fortissimo. This is the angry. This is the anger stage of grief. Like, we got to be mad. This has got to be ugly and dirty. And it's not that yet. It's just. Sometimes I don't hit the third note in each little diddle. Oh, thanks, Lau. Let's see. And I'm not entirely sure how to like get that out. Like I can tell like I'm a little tentative here, but I don't know how to like really like dig in. Oh, and Lau, one thing that we did do is since I know you've been paying close attention to this piece, but we changed one of the fingerings. So in the second part, in the minor part, that's what we changed. I go to the C string there. Need to not be so lazy around the body of the cello there on that G. Articulation does a lot of the work for conveying that feeling too. I dig a lot into the string and let heavier, scratchier bow articulations carry a lot of that anger and explosive grief. Yeah, part of it, like I want to dig in more, but I'm having trouble doing it. So, I mean, maybe it's a matter of doing. that'll help. Also landing on that G flat. That's in tune, but it's not always in tune. Probably a little bit easier. I can work on that. I don't want to drill too hard on this part because I want to work on this part, the next part, and actually the end of this next run. Wait, no. I want to land on the B. Like I want to aim for the B and then peter out. So like we've been talking about the Looney Tunes and how like Wile E. Coyote like running off, you know how he like sometimes he'll run off a cliff and then he'll just start to go down, like, but he's got nothing under him for a little bit and then sometimes he'll eventually start going down and then he'll just notice it and then he'll drop, or he'll just like that's what we're going for, rather than the Wile E. Coyote running into the side of the rock wall where the tunnel was painted on the side of the cliff. Let's see, Lau says, I have so much trouble keeping the low position A string part of this passage in tune. The law of gravity only applies once you've noticed you're in midair. Yeah, but we want to, or like maybe you know how he's got with the suit, you know, his like squirrel suit or whatever. He's like flying. Anyway, just that we don't want to be running into a wall here. So. And I don't know if I'm doing that the way that my teacher wants me to do that yet, but I've been working really hard on it. Ooh, that was nice. That was a nice vibrato. But that's not what we're working on right now. Okay, so let's go back a little bit farther. Let's go to the beginning of that. Let's do that with the metronome. So I don't know exactly what the problem is in here, but somewhere in this run, somewhere in there, rhythm is a problem, and I either speed up, I either rush, or I slow down, and I'm not sure where it is that I do that. It's really hard to do this. It's really hard to do that exercise. Let's slow it down a little bit. Let's go at 68. So that's right, that's all right on. At 68. Let's try it at 70. Okay, maybe I fixed it. Maybe I fixed it. I was working on this last night quite a bit. That was on. So maybe I did fix it. No, I didn't fix it. Let's do this next batch. Something is off. That was on. It's right in here. Thanks for the follow, American Josh, dude. Welcome in. Okay. I don't want to drill that to exhaustion. So let's go back to another part here and also work on the rhythm. So I've been working pretty hard on the rhythm here. So this goes back to this is the end of the first page, right? So we've got to remind everyone where we are, because I'm jumping around a lot in this piece. So we're going back to the part just after the cello section. So we're coming in here. Right there. And I have been having trouble. So in the accompaniment section, I've been rushing. No. I can't remember if it was rushing or dragging. I think it was rushing. And then we get to this part here. So let's start. I'm also trying to play this a little. I need to play it a little lighter. I was coming in, busted in like the hero here in this section, and that's not what this is about. That is not the right vibe for this part of the piece. This is a nostalgia section. We're remembering the good times. I held something too long. I wonder if this will mess me up. Let's do a stronger vibration on the downbeat. Can you hear that? Yeah. So it's on. So there's 3 levels of vibration on this metronome, and I'm using, because I've got this sweatshirt on, I cranked it up to, now it's on 3 for the downbeat and 2 for the other things. I used this. It's actually a smartwatch, and I have a Garmin that I use like for running and stuff. But there was a period where I was between watches, and so I used this guy for an actual watch. And let me just say, I did not miss any notifications when I was using the Soundbrenner metronome as a smartwatch. I think it's on those triplets that I am dragging. I think they're faster than what I want to play them. That's it. It was those triplets. I want to like hold on to them because they're so pretty, but no, we got to get through those triplets. Okay, and then that's the fast part. This is kind of aggressive. Like it's even, you can see it, it's even like when it, on the downbeat, it's red. And it's yellow. Which is interesting from a user experience perspective that they, let's go to 2. Let's try 1. I wanted to use the Soundbrenner metronome more for this piece now that I'm getting it. I've been using an audible metronome, but like now that I'm like getting into these like these refinements, I want to feel the tempo a little bit more. So I'm forcing myself to use the vibrating metronome. I need to fix this. That was very flat. Not perfect, but not bad. Okay. I think what we're going to do is oh, actually, let's work on, I want to work on the ending a little bit. The quiet part at the end where you've just run out of steam. You've run out of steam and you just go home with your grief. And like take a long nap. Okay. So this part is actually kind of similar to the part that I was just working on. So it starts there. And again, the rhythm has been giving me a hard time. But the other thing that's been giving me a hard time is it's quiet and you run out, like I said, you run out of steam. You're just totally out of gas. And you've expended all this energy and you just need to get someplace and sit down and just rest. Is so off. I'm distracted by the metronome. So let's just play this. We'll work on tightening up the rhythm in just a minute, but I want to work on the dynamics. I wrote on my score, buzzing and grinding on that last note. It's not pretty. Bowing. Bowing is suspicious. Bowing is backwards. Actually, it's not suspicious. It is backwards. Lau says, the emotion I'm usually aiming for in this passage is being haunted by the memory of whomever or whatever you're mourning. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Wait a minute, that's not right. What did I do? What did I do? Welcome in, Josh. Not sure if I like that better, ending down bow or up bow. I should ask my teacher about that. Because I have been retaking, there's a rest there, so I have been starting this part. I have been starting that down bow. I think I don't know. I should probably get some clarity on that from my teacher. Okay, let's maybe try this. One can spend a surprising amount of time figuring out the tone and evolution of that last note of the piece. I bet. Because it's so long. And it's a very important note. And it's so long, too. So, like, there's time to do things with it. But it's real boring if you just do what I just did. It probably should start slowing down at something, not where I was slowing down, but it should probably start slowing down in the last line for sure. But I want to hold the tempo, and then we'll figure out how we pull back from the grid, if you will. See, same thing for the really long note before this passage after the angry fast runs. Oh yeah, this one. That's not a really long one though. They're really long. Oh, the other one, the other C. The one right before this section starts. So the one that goes, it's a C, so it goes. Same, yeah, exactly. The 2 measure low C, yeah. Man, counting that's gonna be I know that's gonna be a thing when I start worrying about actually performing it with a pianist, counting. Because it's so much. I often forget. I'm not good at counting. I'm very not good at counting, and I forget to count and whatever. So that's going to be a problem. But it's the glue between the fortissimo theme, a restatement, and the haunting bit. So it has to evolve to go from one to the other. That's a good point. Let's work on that actually. So we've got. Are you the right note? Three, four. It sounds horrible. Dissonant and horrible. What's up, DJ Vegan in Black? Everybody. Please go follow DJ Vegan in Black. She is an awesome DJ. I hang out there all the time. Out of Chicago, and plays a lot of very wide range of music. Last night was her 80s night, but she takes like a little different spin on the 80s. That's kind of really fun. It's like 80s stuff that was released in the 80s, but also stuff that sounds like it was released in the, like, modern stuff that sounds like it could have been released in the 80s, and like remixes and stuff. It was a good time. If I counted that right, because so I have my metronome is at 72 beats per minute, but it's actually set to the eighth note is the beat. So I have to count those two whole notes. Each whole note is actually 8 clicks on the metronome. So it's like a whole thing. I probably could set my metronome to only click on the 2 and on the 1 and the 3. We could do that. We have the power. So we go, where can we jump in here? I think I need all the clicks. I need all the clicks for right now. Okay, see, Lau says, for that long 2-bar note, I spent a lot of time playing with contact point, pressure, and bow speed to try and keep the tone evolving and going on a journey from a spent howling grief to a reluctant acceptance to an inward haunted sadness. Oof. That is a lot. That is a lot. So from a spent howling grief. I think I need to... I think I need to be careful when I tune my cello to make sure that the C is a little bit flat. So you really dig in like that, it'll be in tune. It took me a long time to figure out what I wanted to do with it and connecting the interpretation to the actual sound I was making on that one, yeah. That sounds like it's tricky. We'll see what I can do. I don't actually know when my recital is. My teacher hadn't he hadn't booked the date yet, so I'm gonna guess it probably won't be. I'm gonna guess it probably won't be until January. The semester ends in January, so. See, Lau says, at first I came across the idea of the journey of that note in master classes, and I was like, okay, I get that intellectually, but how? That's how I feel a lot of times about a lot of things. like my teacher will explain something, and like, I understand what you're telling me to do, but my body doesn't know how to do that. And I got to figure out then how to make my body do the thing that I intellectually know that I want to do. It's like, yes, I know that you want this, but the going from here to here is where the problem is. It's like a PEBCAC error for those of you in IT. Problem exists between keyboard and chair. It's one of those. No, that's not the right notes. I think I need to probably like look at this, because there's a lot of, as you can hear, there's some syncopation here. So there's we've got, it doesn't, so this passage starts, there's a 16th note rest, and there's 2 8th notes, and then there's a 16th note, and there's 3 16th notes that are slurred, and then there's a 16th note and a chord and an 8th note. So there's like a lot going on here rhythmically, and I don't think I know where the beats are, and I should know that. I should know where the beats are. So I think that's a little bit of homework that I need to do. Oops. Let's see. Yeah. So, okay. Let's actually, maybe we can do some clapping. If you have a copy of the music, clap along with me. We'll have to turn that off, because that's going to be too much. That's going to be too much distracting. So it goes da 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 da. Nope, that's oh wait, no, that is right, because it's, we have a tie. We have 2 8th notes together, tied together, so that is actually, or two 16th notes tied together, so that isn't actually an 8th note, so that is a longer one. So we go da 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 da. No. Okay, so how does this melody go now? Da 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 da. Hang on. Now I lost the melody, so I can't even sing it. That was lower, because we went to bass clef. Sneaky clef changed on me, and then I was confused. But no, it changed. Da da Hang on. Now I don't know how the song goes. No, I can't. Now I can't sing it. Now I can't sing it. Maybe we'll just go back to playing it. See, Josh says, howdy, do you play along with song requests as well? I do not take requests, actually. So thank you for asking. Very nicely, by the way. Some people just come in and be like, play this. That's not very polite. This was very polite. Yeah, so I practice cello. I've been playing cello since 2020, so just like 5 years. I focus on my classical practice, and I explain what I try and explain what I'm doing and why. And like what I'm working on and stuff. So yeah, no, I don't take requests. Like my whole, like I use, you can see over here, I use streamer song list mostly just to display what I'm working on. So that's how I roll here. See, says, well, it's really good for only 5 years. Thank you. Yeah, I practice like, I have like a day job and stuff, so I can't just like go hard all day every day, but I try and practice 6 days a week, and like for about on the stopwatch, like in like an hour or so. So yeah, and I'm taking lessons and doing the thing, and so my next recital will be this piece that I've been working on, and I'm not sure when the recital is going to be, but it'll be sometime around the end of the semester. So. Your hands will give out if you do it too much. Yeah, for sure. I have to be careful because sometimes when I stream, I do overdo it. Like last time I streamed was a couple weeks ago. I took last week off, but I definitely I was doing double stops, so that's like. Kind of thing. That's really hard on your hand and on your wrist and your hand and stuff. And I did too much of that, and then I just did like a really light practice the next day, and then it was I could tell it was a little too much, so I had to really back off. And then I did injure myself once when I first started playing, and it was like a weird, like I injured my wrist, and I was working on an etude, and I must have just like introduced a really bad technique briefly, and I did it just long enough that it screwed up my wrist for like 6 months. So that was not good. Do not recommend. Lesson learned. And it took a long time to like work back from that. But I think the thing that actually, I don't know why I didn't think of this sooner. Like I'm an athlete. Like I know how this works. You have an injury, you ice it. I didn't start icing it until like way later, and that was stupid. And that's really what helped get it better, because you can like I took like a 2-quart jug and made a little ice bath in there. So I would put the jug in the little 2-quart jug in the sink, and then I would ice for like 10 minutes and like a couple times a day, and that finally cleared it up, but it was not good. Do not recommend. Do not recommend. See, Josh says double stops are the non-specific version of power. Yeah, I mean basically, because you can't really play because the fingerboard is curved on bowed string instruments. So if you actually play a chord, so a chord is actually 3 notes or more, right? So you can't actually play a chord. You can't actually play 3 notes at the like 3 strings at the same time. So like a lot of times it'll be like. So it'll be written together, but you can't actually play them. You can play 2 notes at a time, but you can't play 3 notes at a time. So, yeah, but it's definitely important to take care of yourself. So, are you a musician, Josh? Like, are you a guitarist or something? It's cool if you're not, but just wondering. You are. What do you play? What do you do? Please. I mean, unless you don't want to tell us, that's fine too. But you're a guitarist and a bassist? Nice. Yeah, I got one of my guitars here. I have a bass, but I'm not a bass player. I'm a guitarist that knows all the notes on the fretboard on a bass and thinks that they can play a bass, but I am not a bassist. Songwriter and singer? Cool. Very cool. Well, it was very nice to meet you. I'm glad you popped into chat. I think I'm gonna wrap it up actually here. Speaking of not overdoing it. Anyway, well, here's what we'll do. Let's go find somebody to raid. I always forget to hit that button. Always forget to hit that button. Let's go see who's online. Oh, that's not good. Here, let's see who's online. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. We're going to say goodbye to our friends on YouTube. Thanks, YouTube.